Student behavior is one of the toughest things about teaching. It can disrupt an entire lesson and just make it difficult to get through your day. I'm going to show you ways you can directly impact student behavior to make your workload easier. Let's get into it. The first thing you want to do is identify the specific behavior that we want to change. So, do you want the kid to stop running? Do you want them to stop blurting out in class? What is that targeted behavior that you want to directly stop? We only want to focus on one or two, because if we focus on too many different things, it's going to get too complicated and we're going to only have minimal impact. So focus on really what is the most important thing to fix. Once we've identified that target behavior and we know what we want to fix, the next step is to create a replacement behavior. So what do we want the student to do instead? So instead of running out of the classroom, I might want them to go walk to a calm down corner. Instead of hitting their desk, I might want them to take 10 deep breaths. Like, focus on what you want to actually replace that behavior with, because the goal is to extinguish the first behavior and then replace it with what we want it to become. So after we've identified the target behavior and we've decided what we want to replace that behavior with, the next step is to figure out, why is the target behavior taking place? So, it could be because the kid's afraid of taking tests, so they cause a scene. The student might just not like another classmate, which is causing them to run out of the classroom. There could be a learned behavior that they learned in the past. So find why this behavior is happening. Once we've done that, we can really figure out solutions for it. One of the most important solutions we can do for fixing behavior is do what's called an interest survey. We need to find what these students like, what they're going to work for, what's going to motivate them to be successful. We want them to work for us, not against us. What's so cool about an interest survey is you can use it to help students' behaviors in so many different facets. So for example, if a student likes to run away from your class, is too afraid to stay in your classroom, you can actually create a safe place with what interests them. So if they love Hello Kitty, you can put Hello Kitty all over their desks. They can make a poster of Hello Kitty by their desk. They can create a calm down corner that's Hello Kitty themed. You can use that interest survey to create a safe place for the kids. You can also use it to motivate them to want to work for you. A big reason why we all go to jobs is to get paid. And kids are the same way. They want to get recognition. They want to get paid for working hard. So you could actually do it where they can get that candy they want if they complete this assignment. So for every assignment they complete, they get X amount of candy. So you're using that interest survey to create an incentive for these kids to want to work for you. It's also super important to use good data. I'll probably make a video later about how to collect data in the most efficient method. But for now, just know data is how we track how the student's doing in their behavior. Is the behavior getting worse? Is the behavior getting less? It's really hard to do it just by observing the student, just by writing down notes. It's kind of like looking at yourself in the mirror every single day. It's really hard to see those little changes. But if you actually record your weight on the scale, or record the length of your hair, just record certain things, and you can actually graph it and you can see those results. Another thing with collecting data is you can also have the student collect data with you. They can calculate how many times they're running out of the class, or how many times they're getting into fights, or how many times they're blurting out. Have them set a goal with you and have them collect their own data and then see, did they reach the goal? You can have a serious conversation with them hey, so you were supposed to only leave class 1 time a week. You left 2 times a week, but you used to leave 5 times. You used to leave every day. So we're seeing that growth, but how can we get better? So have the students give input into how they can improve. What can help them stay in class more? What should they get if they stay in class? What should they get if they leave class? Have the students input into the data, input into setting goals, and go from there. Really see, is their growth in behavior. And with behavior, remember, as long as your growth That's all we can really ask for. It's not going to change overnight, but if we see an improvement, that means there's a lot of hope for the student and the intervention can have potential to work. The cool thing about behavior is when we change it, like it changes everything about the student. They become more confident, they score better on tests, they have more friends, they're just overall more happy. So fixing the behavior is like the best way to dramatically impact the lives of your students. It's going to take time, it's not easy, but if you follow the steps I gave you, like you have a really good chance of fixing student behavior. Thank you so much for listening to this video and watching. Feel free to like and subscribe. And remember, keep your coffee strong and your tantrum short.